Beautiful people that listen to this podcast. This is your host, Monica Critchlow. Um, Trying to find the right word. I would say blessed to be here today and to do the podcast. So today I wasn't sure I was going to do a podcast. This full moon is, I don't know if it's a full moon or the 8-8 portal that they've been talking about, or the planetary alignment, the six planets that are aligning. I have no idea. But today has been a wobbly day for me. I call them wobbly days. I don't like to say bad or good. I'd say it's been a wobbly day. Um, a day where I really have to be gentle with myself and be careful with my moods. I feel very, very fragile. Like I can go into spiraling into negative thought. And I haven't so far. I've been aware of the shift in um energy from me. I don't know if it's like this for everybody else. Everybody has their own way of processing depending, I think, on where they are in their own process and what these energetic shifts are aligning or clearing or healing for them. So this one feels I'm feeling it. And I know that I have to be gentle with myself and be very careful with what I do or doing things I don't want to do, pushing myself too much. So I wasn't sure I was going to do the podcast. I don't think the podcast is going to be very long, but I just got the nudge to do it. I felt good about doing it, so I'm going to do it. So today I'm going to talk about again what I'm learning this week and what's been coming through for me. I don't know what these alignments are shifting around for me, but I know today, yeah, I could think in a negative way about things, and I'm being careful not to. And reassuring if little thoughts emerge, counteracting them with what I know to be true. Um, so one of the things that's coming up today is being lonely. Will I never have a friend group like I've had in the past? I've had um, really enjoyable friend groups in the past, two in particular. I thought they were enjoyable, but then when I look back on it, they really weren't. I was conforming to um, fit in, and I don't think I was ever truly myself. Those people have come out of my life individually in different ways. Um, because I didn't feel safe with them. Uh, Different stages of my life. I mean, I'm talking about from teenager to now. So, but I do miss that aspect of um, a group of people that know each other and go out together and have a good time. Uh, you know, Getting dressed, getting excited. You don't know who you're going to see, music, dancing, food. Like, I miss that. Although that came with other things. So today that kind of like when I ever have like a friend group, I have individual friends. None of them that live really close. And I do know that I contribute to the distance that I do have with people. It's not just people are difficult or weird. I do tend to enjoy my own company at this stage as well. But anyway, so I was kind of like, oh, this always be like this. Well, I never have a friend group that we could have fun and the group go out. Like, not just one individual person that I know, or she has a friend, I know the friend through her, but like a group, like just a group that everybody knows each other. and they just hung out, you know. Um, so that was coming up. But then, I had to counteract it with you're never alone. You're never alone. You always have like your guides and your angels. You do enjoy your own company at this stage right now. You want to come out more. You want to go out more. You want to see more people. But at the same time, also not in a large way because you do enjoy your rest as well. So, so I've, been able to not go down that road, just slightly as I step foot in it, kind of redirect myself. Um, but just a general feeling of not wanting to do much, wanting to relax, wanting to lay down, to not wanting to go outside. And I like to go outside every day, at least once a day, to go outside for a walk. I think the air is good, the trees, the sky, the water, the grass, the earth is good to be out in. And today I just am not able to do that. Although I had all intentions of doing that when I woke up this morning. So yeah, so I think some things are being worked on. I need to rest as they're being worked on. As you can see, I'm home in a robe, I'm very comfy, cozy. I need to feel cocooned right now. So this week, the last thing I talked about last week was about a situation with a family member that was in need that didn't seem to be fully honest about what was going on and what the need was, right? And so even though you helped, it was a continual need for help because we couldn't get to the root of the problem because we didn't know what the root of the problem was because she was giving a different story. I don't know. I don't want to like uh, what was that? Investigate or interrogate anybody. That's all that she wants to share. She feels comfortable sharing. That's fine. Um, but I was struggling a little bit with asking, but not being honest about what the ask was. Bear with me. I'm making some tea because I need tea today. One second. Hold on. I'm back. The tea is steeping. I'm doing like a raspberry hibiscus tea. I really wanted to try rose tea, but I don't have any yet. Anyway, so let's go back to the story. So I was struggling with that. I was aware that the fact that there wasn't honesty there, or I suspected there wasn't honesty there, it took the joy out of sharing because it was a repeated ask for several months while saying the situation was going to be resolved, et cetera, et cetera. So I had to deal with not her situation, but how I felt about it and how I could move through it and how I can be loved, but in a way that I enjoy. I don't know if I can be loved without enjoying it. Is that really being loved or is just following obligations and stuff like that? Anyway, so then I understood my guides and my angels have been working with me and they work with me in such beautiful ways. So now I understood that. Oh, I think I have an understanding, a feeling of the honor of being able to share, if you are able to, is a privilege because it means that your needs are taken care of in order to help with others. And so I think, be blessed to continue to take care of yourself so that you can help with others as well. So as long as I'm able to, and I feel good doing it, and it removes all that bad feeling I had with it, then I will. But I also go through transitional phases. And so I'm not sure I'll always be able to help when she needs. I think I'm going through a little transitional phase now. It's not a drastic phase. It's it feels like a good transition. But I wouldn't be in the same position that I was before. And my needs will be met, but there won't be as much extra for some time until this phase kind of settles in. So, you know, I think that's also going to be her own journey and her own lesson in trusting herself and her, divine being to provide for her as well. I have no idea how these lessons play out, but I know they play out in the best way for all involved. So I got my lessons while she's getting her lessons in all of this. So now I'm at peace with sharing. I generally like to share. I do. Um, I don't think I like to share in a way that harms me, but I do like to share. And I don't think I was happy about sharing, like feeling manipulated or duped. Um, so I think that's one of the things that takes the joy of it away from me. But I was able to see past that to the privilege that it was that if you're able to share. So if I'm able to, I will. And if I'm not able to, I can find some peace in that. So I'm glad that I got past that and I'm in a better space with it and allowing whatever lesson I'm supposed to learn from it. And not over analyzing or trying to figure it out. Which I'm finding most of the lessons are teaching to allow me to trust whatever lessons I'm supposed to get, I'm going to get. Whatever that's best for me is going to come to me in the best way for me. Asking what is the best for me, asking to see what's best for me, asking for what's best for me to come into my experience and trusting and knowing that it will. So yeah, all of that. I'm finding out um you know, there are core beliefs that I have that I'm not aware that I have that kind of block things that I want for me. I know that because for several months or maybe even a few years, these core beliefs will come to the surface and I'll just have an aha moment and be like, oh my God, I really think this way. And if I continue to think that way, um, my life will continue to show that in the physical. So one of the things like last year, what I learned was one of the core beliefs I had was that everything works out for other people doesn't work out for me. I really believe that. I used to believe that like you could tell me something bad's happening with you and I would believe 100% it'll work out for you. Like it's gonna work out. Like don't worry about it. The answer's coming. But like for me, I always be like somehow it just doesn't work out for me. So that was one that was clearing. It does work out for me. It works out for me actually in a really good way. I'm loved and taken care of. So that one's been clearing. Um, I found out recently that I have a fear of people knowing that I'm doing well, and I have a fear that they will target me or try to hurt me in some way. So I don't like people to know that I am doing well. So that came very clear that that was a fear that I had. I didn't know that I had. I know that I don't like to tell people when things are going well, to keep things to myself. But I didn't know it was rooted in a fear that I would be hurt or targeted in a negative fashion for it. So that came through. So that is unwinding. I can do well, and people can know. And I can be still loved and appreciated and not treated badly or targeted or used because of it. I can just be. Um, Another one that came true as well this week, that another core belief I have that is now being brought to my awareness that so I can heal it, so I can love it, so I can look at it and understand, well, why did it come? Normally it comes from past experiences, these core beliefs. It's not just I just thought about it and I just thought it. Okay. I have valid past experiences with these things and why I believe these things to be true. And I need to undo that. While those experiences that occur, it doesn't mean that it will occur in the future. And it doesn't mean that I need to believe it to be true and keep manifesting it, right? Maybe some people are like that, but not everybody is. And that doesn't have to be my truth at all. Okay, so then the other one that came through this week was I think things are going to be good, but only for a while. Like I don't ever think like the good times will last. I always think it's going to go back to like a survival stage or a struggle stage. And I've seen my life do that. It's been really, really good for a few years and then it'll come back. Now, that can be just the way life is, the way it expands or it contracts. Or it could be that I am recreating these situations because I think that instead of just expanding more and more and more and more and more and more and more, right? Um, which I think is true. And this has taken so many months to even come as a clear understanding that I have this belief because I remember watching, I think my tea is steeped. One second. I'm sorry, guys. 1 minute. So, like, I kind of, to build up to the awareness of it is wild to me. Like, it really doesn't come to my awareness until I'm absolutely ready for it. Um, so I'm glad that it's coming so I can clear because this means that my life is getting ready to continue to expand and not to keep revisiting the same patterns, right? I'm heading into a new pattern, a pattern that brings me more joy. So I'm glad it came. But it's been in process. I will tell you, like we were looking at like a few months ago. My daughter, you know, the Kardashians show. So she doesn't really care for it because of how they seem to be portrayed right now, right? But I always don't take everything like 100% as what you see, like social media and stuff like that. And I was telling her, I think that they are, or they're presenting that way now because they went through some things. And if you go back to the first season, you'll see how it processed. I'm not saying that they don't have flaws. They do, as we all do. I'm not saying they should be role models or worshipped in any way like, some of the fans do. But I do think it's an interesting um social review on how the family evolved to the TV show. And you can see the different things they were dealing with or whatever. Of course, some of it is TV, so it was just created to look that way. But you can see their different personalities and how the different personalities evolve and how some of life experiences probably shaped their defense mechanisms and their coping skills now. Anyway, so we were looking at it, and I had said to her, yo, but their life never seems to get less. Like it always seems to expand more financially. I'm not talking about like emotional situations. Um, because Lord knows they went through a roller coaster or they go through roller coasters and stuff like that. Oh, it's so good. But they keep going, and their life seems to expand. You can just see from the houses they were living in at first, the little condos and stuff, as they moved out of their mother's house to their little first houses, and then their first marriages, the marriages not lasting, um, their trips, what they do, like the restaurants they go to, how that keeps expanding, expanding. I was like, they don't ever look like they are downsizing, like financially. It looks like financially they keep growing. I said to my daughter, why is it my life is always like this? It's good and then it gets small, and then it's good and then it gets small. I had asked that, I had said that to her. I was like, why is my life like in a financial sense? It doesn't expand like their own does. Um, and she was laughing because I had done this thing. And I had just said it offhandedly without actually like looking for a reason why or a solution. And then that was months ago, I think between 4 to 6 months ago. And then like I just got the understanding this week that I have that thought that nothing lasts for very long. Nothing good lasts for very long. Like it just lasts for like uh, a small period of time and then it comes through like a little rough patch again. And I don't have to think that. I can think it just can just get better and better and level up and level up and level up and level up. And I can just grow and grow and expand. And then I think of plants and I think of trees. Um, unless they're like trimmed by humans, like they keep growing. They keep growing. There may be stuff like with weather that may affect it, but generally they keep going. They keep getting taller and bigger and wider, more. The old, if you look at the trees that like hundreds of years old, the trunks are just getting thicker. The trunks don't get smaller, they get thicker. The branches get wider, they get more branches unless we trim it, but naturally on their own it keeps going. They never come back right down to like the root or the seed that they were, right? It keeps growing, keeps expanding. Ah, and I was just like, my life could be like that. My life could just keep expanding. It can keep getting better and better. I can keep growing and growing. I don't have to come back to a struggle stage and then go back. You don't have to. The growth can be in a way that expands. So, yeah. So those are the two beliefs that I am working on restructuring or thinking about in a way that brings me more joy. One, that it can continue to get better. It doesn't have to come back to a rough space. And two, I don't have to be fearful about doing well and others knowing I'm doing well. Doesn't mean I'll be targeted or hurt. And if I am, I'll just move on. Also, I think the people that I know that have done that in the past, I know who they are now, and it's okay. Like I wouldn't be in their field of vision, in their reach anymore. I wouldn't care what they think anymore. So yeah. So that's been coming through this week. This week. Those three lessons, those two things with my core beliefs and how I'm expanding and how this affects my physical reality and also my feelings with sharing and how that has also expanded in the way that I think. So another thing I have to deal with this week, another lesson is expressing myself vocally about things that I am unhappy about and how it affects others. So I don't like to say negative things about other people, even though I may have had a negative experience with them, because I can always see their perspective, and I know that my perspective is one. I come from a different perspective. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person, but also like I did have this experience, and I don't want to experience it again. Oh, I have to be honest about what my experience was based on my perspective. So that came through as well this week. I had a situation where I expressed myself and I struggled with it after. Even though I said in the feedback that I felt like this person really wants to do well, you know, they just have a different perspective for me and what that looks like. And I kind of thrive in a different environment. But I was feeling a lot of guilt about being honest about that. So I had to clear that. I had to be able to be easy with myself and be kind with myself and honor what I experienced and be honest about it. Yeah. So that's what came in this week for me. So today is a day of gentleness. I haven't been outside much and been really careful with myself and my feelings and what I want to do. How has the full moon and the lion's gate and the six planet alignment and all these things um been for you? Been for you? I find that I've been more focused on the 9/9 day coming up in September, although I don't see anybody talking about it anywhere. It just came into my awareness like last week, 9/9, like an ending. I think it's coming after an eclipse actually too. I think there's an eclipse of some sort on the 7th, and then the 9th, September 9th is 9/9. I also think 9/9 in 2025 is a 9 year, so it's a 999, it's a triple nine. seems to be like significant to some sort of ending, some sort of phase ending. I don't know. But I don't hear anybody else talking about it. This has been just in my own personal field. So, in my own personal life too, it appears to be, um, I'm curious to see like what will be ending and beginning. I kind of know, I kind of suspect, but I'm curious, curious. I think more joy is coming in. Yeah. I think I've been in a phase that took care of me, but I was in joy because I was taken care of, but I wasn't in full joy. And I think I'll be heading into more full joyness. But I still want to see like I have to see, let it play out the experience. Anyway, well, that's it for now, guys. We will chat again next week. I hope that you have a beautiful week. I'd love any feedback you have on how you're feeling and what you're dealing with this with all these alignments and portals and how what's coming up for you. Um and stuff like that. So I hope that you are gentle with yourself, that you follow your joys and your heart's desires, and life is good to you. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.